Hey guys, Matt Ruddle here. So I'm going to talk to you about some tips to help you get your emails delivered better in this current day and age. Now obviously getting your emails into the inbox, it can almost seem like a nigh on impossible things to do because of spam filters and everything else. And yet when you get emails into your inbox, sometimes they're spam. So how do these people do it? So I'm going to give you some tips. My first tip is the from email address. Now this is the email address that actually appears when you're actually opening the email in your inbox. So I've seen a lot of them come through, certainly at the moment, where they're just a name and not even a full name. It could be Ian, it could be Richard, it could be Fred. It just literally says Fred. Who's it from? So using the address name better, you can actually put something like Matt from Ruddle Digital, for instance, and there's two things there. There's two elements. First of all, you know who it's coming from. The second is you know the company. So straight away you're getting recognition because then you go, I know Matt from Ruddle Digital. So use the address name more wisely. The second thing is the subject line. Now, personalization is a massive, massive tool that a lot of people miss out. You know, they often put just a generic subject line that they hope will have an impact to actually get these people to open their email. But nothing beats a bit of personalization and almost piquing the interest with a question. So you could say, literally in the subject line, Matthew, have you got enough business? Or something like that, something where you use their name, and this all depends on you having their data and the correct data as well. So having their name, make sure you use it. The next thing as well is about the content of the email, because we've already done a couple of hooks here. We've given them we've named the person that's actually sending the email and the company they're sending it from. We're giving them an enticing subject line, and I've got a whole lot of guides on subject lines as well that I'll let you have. But we're trying to entice them to open it. When they do open it, there's a couple of things that you can do from the content. The first thing is, again, if you've been able to use their name in the subject line, why not use their name in the email? Look to engage with them on a one-to-one basis so that you're actually talking to them as a person. People buy from people at the end of the day. And that's what you've got to remember. It's a fundamental thing. So not only just put, hi, their first name, so hi Matthew, but maybe actually put their name within the email itself. So all of a sudden, as they're reading, it's engaging almost like a conversation. The next thing, and it's a big, big bugbear of mine, and I've commented a few times on Facebook stories about this, where people have put the from email address as a no reply or do not reply to email address. My God, what are you trying to do with these emails? You want to engage with people, and yet if they hit reply, straight away, you're denying them that ability to reply. You're literally saying, I don't want to hear from you. So use a named email address. So if it's coming from me, for instance, so if it's coming from Matt at Ruddle Digital, then why wouldn't I put Matt at ruddledigital.co.uk? Simple. Now, I know you might be thinking, well, hang on, what if that means that I'm sending it out to a database of 10,000 people? If 10,000 people reply to me, my inbox is gone. So this is where you can always set up an alias for direct mail. Set up a separate mailbox to monitor it. But it's a simple thing, just have a named email address because it'll be so powerful. The next thing is, make sure that what you've put in the subject line matches the offering and what you're talking about in the email. There is nothing more annoying than being enticed into an email via a subject line that is nice and juicy and really piques my interest. But then actually when I go into the email, it's completely off piece. So make sure that what you're actually saying to people is what you're following up with in the email. So those are a couple of tips about how you can get an edge with your email and how you can get better at getting them into the inbox, because personalization. The other thing with subject line, oh my God, I've got to tell you about this, because a lot of people do it, and that is they use capital letters constantly. Now, website etiquette, chat etiquette, things like that, if you use capital letters, it's almost like you're shouting at someone. Look, simply go and use a simple sentence. Don't put too many capital letters in there. So the actual email providers will actually look at the ratio between capitals and non-capitals. So if you pack it full of capital letters, they're just going to simply score you out of the way and move you to the junk folder. So engage with them on a one-to-one basis. Personalize the subject line. Don't use too many capital letters in the subject line. Also, from email address, make sure you name it from a person and their company. Don't hide behind it. Now, you may say, what if I am my company, I am my brand? So, for instance, with people like Brad Burton is a brand. Bill Gates is a brand, yeah? So therefore, if you get an email from Brad Burton, there you go, you know it. Same as people like Nick Elston, all those who have built a reputation and built a following. Then make sure the subject in the email matches what you're actually enticing people in with. There's nothing more annoying than that. And don't hide behind a do not reply. And I'll just throw this one in because it's a good thing to do. Make sure there is a clear call to action in your email as well, because there is nothing more annoying than just reading an email going, yeah, that was great, now what do I do? Yeah, there's got to be a purpose to your email, whether it's just to share information, in which case, take them to something else that's relevant as well. Take them to a blog on your website. If it's a transactional email, then take them to a shopping cart, take them to a product page, anything like that. Whatever the email is for, make sure there's a clear call to action and a clear pathway for them. That will help you take your email marketing to the next level.